Hello everyone and welcome to a video about 486 CPUs, but not necessarily what they are and how they work, but how they look inside. Here are three 486 CPUs that are no longer functioning. Two of them I got some time ago from eBay. They don't work and I believe that they were inserted in the wrong way in the socket. We'll come to this in a moment. Also, this one here has a cracked ceramic body. So, yeah. Let's keep these aside. And this one here is a little bit of a sad CPU because this is an absolutely vital pin. Without this pin, this CPU doesn't work at all. Let's compare the bottom of these CPUs. This one is significantly larger compared to this one. This is a DX266 and this is a AMD 486 DX4 120. And why do I believe that these CPUs have been inserted the wrong way? Well, for this we have to quickly look at a data sheet. Okay, so I have to try this now very close up, but yeah, so here are my two Intel CPUs. And here you can see one pin that is a little bit darker. And I think this is from something that melted in the socket. This is the pinout of a socket 3 from the bottom side view. So exactly how we are looking on our CPU right now. And here we see 4 rows. This is for the Pentium overdrive as well, which we ignore. We only take the inner 3 rows. So the pin that is black is this one here, the VCC. And this pin should have continuity to these 3 pins. These are all VCC and they are normally connected to each other. And this one here is ground. So if I measure now this pin, it should have continuity with any of those, but it doesn't. No connection here. Does it have connection to ground? I don't think so. No, there's no connection anywhere. This is the CPU with the cracked body. But now let's have a look at the other CPU that's also dead. So let's take this one, VCC. It's this pin here. It should have connection to any of these, and they don't. So if I measure one of these pins, they're also connected. There's continuity between these pins. So that is why I believe both of them have been inserted in the wrong way into the socket. Now here's the AMD CPU with pin 1 aligned here. So that means here's our VCC pin. Let's see if it makes a connection to the other VCC pins here. Yes, it does. So this one, I think, is still working. Unfortunately, one of these pins is missing. Okay, so this is the problem with these CPUs here. Let me get my hot air station and let's try to delid this processor. Okay, here we go. Wow, that was a lot harder than I thought. Okay, yeah, I tried low melt solder. That didn't work. I really didn't know that this small plate is so strongly attached to that CPU. Look at this, what it did to my board. But I think we have a perfect shot on our die here. I think this will look really nice under the microscope. Wow, what a process. But look at this die. It looks absolutely amazing. And I think I do have some solder residue here. If I touch it, I most likely will damage one of these very fine bond wires. So I'll not do anything right now. Let's get a little bit closer to the die. Okay. Let's have a look at these bond wires first. They are super tiny. Let me just put, so these are my tweezers. I think I could actually move one of these. Okay. Anyway, let's have a look at this. Very fine detail. And here they're connected to the chip. Let's have a look. This is almost as close as I can get. This is all super, super tiny. What is this? This looks like a cache area, maybe. These fields of similar looking structures. In the camera it looks green, but here through the optical microscope it is yellow. Very cool. Surgery complete. But you see this bond wire here? So the CPU with a bad looking pin is actually this one here. It was the one with a crack in the ceramic. So this definitely could have been the reason why this pin is no longer connected to the die, but also the other CPU doesn't have a connection. So I'm assuming that this is actually what I expected. If you plug the CPU in the wrong orientation, and maybe one of these bond wires is just melting inside, but I'm really not sure. Of course, we want to check where this broken wire connects to. Maybe this was just cut, severed by me when I tried to remove the lid. Okay, it's still connected to a totally different pin. No, it's not our pin in question. It's going somewhere totally different. Yeah, even though I completely mutilated this CPU, we can still look at the die. So let's try to get as close as possible and put as much light as we can into this die. Okay, this is the absolute best I can do. I think now it's more readable. 80G4C. And I think this is an Intel logo next to it. It's not that visible on the camera, but it says, is it the first one, the trademark, and then copyright, the two circles, and then it says Intel 19, I don't know, comma 92. That's what's written here in this corner. I need a better microscope. Here you see how the bond wires are attached. It looks like they are just squeezed to these golden contact pads on the ceramic. Yeah, unfortunately, I think there is absolutely no way to perform any sort of repair on these tiny structures. Like, I'm talking about the AMD CPU that misses this one pin. And I thought maybe I can just route a wire from inside the core and build my own pin, because the wire that is inside the ceramic, I can't attach anything to it. I don't know where it is. I have absolutely no way of reattaching that pin, even if I would construct something, let's say out of resin or epoxy glue or something like this to add that pin back, I have no way of connecting it. The only way I can think of is to attach a wire on one of these pads, the correct one obviously, and then route that wire outside and build a new pin. Now, unfortunately, my AMD CPU will probably look very different compared to this one because, first of all, it's a DX4 and it is a smaller manufacturing process. So I don't think we can take any reference from this die and translate it over to the one from AMD. So that one bond wire that broke here most likely happened because there was a small blob of solder falling into that area and it just melted it. So yeah, if I can find a die shot with information what each region is for, I will show it probably on this picture. This is the Intel 486 DX266. So I do have a second CPU, exactly the same. I don't think I'll open this because, well, this one did work quite well and I don't think I want to go through this entire process again. However, I do want to delid the AMD CPU. Let me do this quickly and then I'll see you with a die shot of the AMD CPU. And here is the AMD chip. So yeah, this was a lot easier now after removing the Intel lid. Yeah, I should just blast the golden lid with heat and then I can easily remove it with tweezers. So I also used my fine tweezers this time. I think it took me maybe 1.5 minutes to get this lid off. And I think I managed to get a clean lift as well. No solder fell into the die area. And yeah, overall I think it looks pretty good. I'm adding a little bit more light. There you go. Here is your AMD 486 DX4 120. So let's get a bit closer. Wow. I think here may be some date code or serial number. Okay, and this is literally the best I can do. I have no idea what this is. Is this the other way around? 53370? And then there's an AMD logo right below. So these bond wires look significantly different from the Intel one. Oh, now we can read it. It says Intel 89. Copyright, the second line, copyright AMD 94. That's cool. When they were still, well, not friends, but, well, when AMD still made copies of Intel CPUs. So here I think we have again, let me zoom out now. So here we have again 2 blocks of cache, I believe. I don't know what this is on the bottom right though. It's funny because you have these sections on the die. It's very interesting. If I find some die shot with information, I will overlay it probably over this one. Here you go. So maybe we can figure out which section is responsible for what. Yeah, unfortunately I think I will not be able to attach the wire to this core. I simply don't know where I should measure. I don't have a reference chip that I could use. And I'm definitely not delidding a working CPU. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so this is the AMD chip. And here comes the Intel chip. Quite a big difference. It's like twice the size. And here's again our AMD little chip. So yeah, at least I could utilize these two chips for something interesting, I hope, and you enjoyed it. That's really all I have for you today. I will still try to figure out if I can do something with the AMD chip. If you want to check out the microscope, you can go to my website. I have a link also in the video description. There are also all the other things that I'm using on this channel if you're interested in getting something like this. The microscope is around 300 to 400 US dollars, something in between. And I think the one I have here goes only up to a zoom level of 45x. Recently I checked, there are also some available that go apparently up to 180. And let me know if you have any idea what I should do with this AMD CPU, because I'm still not 100% giving up on that one. I did a clean delete, so that means I would have access to the bond wires. The only problem is that if that bond wire that connects to the missing pin or to that pin that's no longer there is under all the other bond wires, there is absolutely no way for me to get a wire attached to one of these pads. So yeah, it has to be a top row pad for me to even try to do something. But yeah, I think this is something for later or never. Who knows? Maybe this is the last time you see that die. Okay, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about these die shots and yeah, how difficult it was to remove one of these lids from the Intel CPU. I think I just was the first time for me and I was just unexperienced. That is why it was that hot and I kind of burned my board. But other than that, I think this was really interesting. Finally, I want to thank all my Patreons for supporting this channel and my work. And if you want to become a Patreon, please head over there and check out the membership tiers. There is also a free tier. From time to time, I am posting free content. But if you want to get early access to my videos or discounts on my recently launched MIDI-Forge lineup, then you can unlock those by subscribing to one of the paid membership tiers. So, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.